We are the Gujarat Technological University. Since its inception over a decade ago, GTU has been empowering young and curating minds to realize their true potential. Over 4 lakh inspired students are enrolled with one of the premier academic universities in India. With more than 450 affiliated colleges in its fold operating across 5 zones of the state, GTU, the International Innovative University, your place to move forward.
Hello student, I Professor Dr. Nisha P. Soni, Associate Professor of Civil Engineering Department of SNPIT RC Umbrak, Bardoli College welcomes you in this video lecture of Environmental Science subject of first year engineering student. In this session, I am going to cover topic of environmental science subject named ozone layer depletion. This slide shows content flowchart of ozone layer depletion topic, which includes phenomenon of the topic, that is basic concept, then formation of ozone process, then destruction of ozone layer includes ozone hole, causes of ozone depletion and ozone depleting substances, that is followed by effect of ozone depletion and points to control ozone layer depletion. Now moving forward towards first phenomenon. The layer in the upper atmosphere, that is called stratosphere, some 15 to 30 km above the earth's surface, in which most of the atmospheric ozone, about 90%, is concentrated, is called ozone layer. The ozone layer absorbs most of the sun's ultraviolet radiation and protects various life forms on the earth. It acts like a natural sunscreen for the earth. Therefore, ozone layer is often called the ozone shield or earth's protective umbrella. Now, in the stratosphere, the formation and destruction of ozone is a continuous phenomenon. Here, given process diagram of ozone formation help us to understand formation of ozone in easy way. As we can see from this flow diagram, in first step, the UV radiation splits oxygen atom, that is oxygen molecule, that is O2, into oxygen atom. Now in next step, this released oxygen atom react with molecular oxygen to form ozone molecules, and in the last step, thus formed ozone distribute itself in the atmosphere and absorbs harmful ultraviolet radiation, and it continuously converted back to molecular oxygen. That is what all about the process formation of ozone. Now moving forward towards next topic, that is destruction of ozone layer. The main chemicals responsible for ozone layer depletion are chlorofluorocarbon, that is normally called CFCs, and chlorofluorobromines. Among these CFCs, the main chemicals responsible for ozone depletion referred to by trade names such as Ferron 11 and Ferron 12. Its chemical composition are written here in the bracket. They are largely used and subsequently released into the atmosphere by the following activities that we all know, like normal day-to-day activities like refrigeration, air conditioning, fire extinguishers, cleaning solvents in the industries, solvent in paint industries, and blowing agent in plastic industries. Now going forward in destruction of ozone layer process, starting with first that these CFCs are destroyed by UV radiation in the atmosphere and release atomic chlorine. Now this is the one form of CFC, that is ferron 12, that is destroyed by UV radiation and that will release this chlorine atom. Now this released chlorine atom from CFC, when collides with ozone molecules, it forms chlorine monoxide and release molecular oxygen. That you can see here in this equation, that this released chlorine that collides with ozone and that will form the chlorine monoxide and release the molecular oxygen. Now the chlorine monoxide so formed then react with another oxygen atom to form new oxygen molecule and chlorine atom. This chlorine monoxide thus formed, that is react with another oxygen atom to form the oxygen molecule and release this chlorine. Now this released chlorine break apart the ozone molecules in drastic way, leading to large scale ozone depletion. Now this same process can be more easily understood by this process flow chart of the destruction of ozone by CFC. As we can see in this process flow diagram, that in step 1, this is the molecule of CFC that contains carbon, chlorine and fluorine. Now ultraviolet radiation strikes this CFC molecule, and in step 2 that causes a chlorine atom to break away. Now in step 3 we can see that the chlorine atom collides with ozone molecules and steals oxygen atom from the ozone molecules to form chlorine monoxide and leave a molecule of ordinary oxygen, that is O2. Now in fifth step, where this free oxygen atom collides with the chlorine monoxide formed in last step, the two oxygen atoms form a molecule of oxygen and the chlorine atom thus released and free to destroy more ozone. That is what all about destruction of ozone layer. Now here are some other facts regarding the depletion of ozone layer that is covered here in the tabular form. Now starting with the fact first, that carbon tetrachloride, that is called CTC, halon and methyl bromide are the ozone depleting substance other than CFC. Then the next fact is Dobson unit, that is generally denoted as capital DU, that is the unit of measurement of ozone. Now 1 Dobson unit is equivalent to a concentration of 1 ppb, that is parts per billion of ozone. This 1 Dobson unit is defined as 0.01 mm thick ozone layer at standard temperature and pressure. This standard temperature, that is 0 degrees Celsius, and standard pressure is 1 atmospheric pressure as mentioned here. Under the normal conditions, Earth atmosphere contains about 300 du, that is 3 mm thick slab of ozone layer, which is reduced to 100 du, that is 1 mm thick ozone slab at the ozone holes. This means that generally the thickness of ozone layer in the stratosphere is 3 mm, but when it drops down or reduced to 1 mm thickness, we can consider that part as the ozone hole. Next, that is the next is ozone depleting potential, that is ODP. That is the ratio of the impact on the ozone caused by a chemical compared to impact of a similar mass of a CFC11. Now ODP, that is ozone depleting potential of CFC, is considered as 1 For an example, if I want to calculate the ODP of CFC12, that I can calculate by using this equation, that is impact on ozone caused by CFC12 divided by impact on ozone caused by CFC11. Now impact on ozone caused by CFC12 is say 2 and impact on ozone caused by CFC11 that we have considered as base as a 1. So value comes out as a 2, means 2 is the impact on the ozone caused by CFC12. Now moving forward in destruction of ozone layer topic, next part is ozone hole. The ozone hole is an area of stratosphere where the concentration of ozone drops drastically. The average amount of ozone in the atmosphere is roughly 300 du, that is 3 mm thick slab of ozone layer. Any place where the ozone concentration drops below 220 du, that is Dobson unit, it is considered as the part of the ozone hole. Average concentration in the ozone hole are around 100 du. Since 1985, it is observed that ozone layer is depleting in the stratosphere over the Antarctic region, particularly in the late winter and early spring season. This hole does not persist year around. The cold environment forms tiny ice crystals and these crystals get accumulated as very cold temperature built up due to long nights. The CFC brought from lower level get attached to these tiny ice crystals. This CFC may also break down into chlorine monoxide. Finally, when sun rises after a long night period, its light triggers a massive destruction of ozone by formed carbon chlorine monoxide. This vast depletion of ozone at that level in the stratosphere makes the ozone layer very thin. This is called formation of ozone hole. Ozone concentration decreased throughout August, September and October. This serious problem has affected countries to Antarctic region such as Australia, New Zealand and Argentina. A similar situation but to lesser degree is being felt in the North Polar region countries like Europe, Russia, Canada and likewise. Now moving towards effect of this ozone depletion. Here I have listed the effect of the ozone depletion, starting with first, that is because of ozone depletion the UV radiation which reaches the earth's surface is called UVB radiation, which will affect the DNA and the photosynthetic chemicals. Now any change in this DNA can result in mutation and cancer. Now this mutation means any genetic change in the living ones. Then next, cases of skin cancer which do not cause death but cause disfigurement will increase. Then fourth one, easy absorption of these UV rays by the lens or the cornea of eye will result in increased incidence of cataract. Then fifth one is melanin producing cells of epidermis will be destroyed by UV rays resulting in immunosuppression. This is very well known effect, that is immunosuppression means it will decrease your immunity power. Then sixth, phytoplankton are sensitive to UV exposure. Ozone depletion will result in decrease in their population, thereby affecting the population of zooplankton, fish, marine animals, in fact the whole aquatic food chain. Then seventh one, Yield of crops like corn, rice, cotton, soybean, pea, bean and wheat will decrease. And the last, degradation of paints, plastic and other polymer material will result in economic loss due to effect of UV radiation resulting from ozone depletion. Now, what we can do to control this ozone depletion? So, here are some points to control this ozone depletion. So, first is buy air conditioning and refrigeration equipment that do not use HCFC, that is hydrochlorofluorocarbon, as refrigerant. In market, there are so many brands available nowadays which will use, or which will, by the use of which they will produce less amount of HCFC and CFC. I can say that you can find Godrej Eon AC, or otherwise generally it is preferred to buy a 5-star AC or refrigerator. That purpose is the same, that it will produce less amount of this chlorofluorocarbon. Now second, buy aerosol products that do not use HCFC or CFC as propellant. As I have explained in last topic, it is the same matter reflecting here. The next, conduct regular inspection and maintenance of air conditioning and refrigeration appliance to prevent and minimize refrigerant leakage. It will also increase the durability and life of your equipment. For existing air conditioning and refrigeration appliances that operate on HCFC or CFC, the refrigerant should be recovered or recycled whenever an overhaul of equipment is to be carried out. Replacing or retrofitting such equipment to operate on non-HCFC refrigerant should also be considered. When motor vehicle air conditioners need servicing, make sure that the refrigerant are properly recovered and recycled instead of being vented to the atmosphere. That is all about the ozone depletion. Thank you.